Artificial intelligence often feels like a modern invention, but the concept was first discussed 67 years ago at the 1956 Dartmouth Conference. If the underlying theories and algorithms have been floating around for decades, why are we only seeing this sudden technological explosion right now? The answer comes down to a computational tipping point that hit around 2015. GPUs finally possessed enough raw processing power to run complex deep learning algorithms. This revolution is not solely a breakthrough in software. Our physical hardware finally caught up to decades-old mathematical theory. Hardware catch-up led to widespread adoption. The 2025 Stack Overflow survey shows 84% of developers use or plan to use AI, with 51% using it daily. This is driven by out-of-the-box assistance. ChatGPT commands an 82% adoption rate, while GitHub Copilot follows at 68%. But right in the middle of these skyrocketing usage numbers sits a paradox. Despite using the technology more than ever, positive developer sentiment toward AI has actively dropped, falling from over 70% in 2023 to just 60% today. The most experienced industry veterans are also the most cautious. Nearly 20% of highly experienced developers actively distrust the outputs these AI tools give them. If adoption is at an all-time high, why are the actual architects of our digital world losing trust in the technology? To understand this drop in trust, we have to audit how software engineers are actually deploying these tools within a digital infrastructure, where errors carry heavy consequences. This heat map visualizes exactly where AI is being applied. Developers heavily favor the technology for low-stakes, low-responsibility tasks. 54% use it for searching for answers, and 35% use it to generate synthetic testing data. But when they push the technology further, they hit a wall. 66% of developers report that their single biggest frustration is dealing with AI solutions that are almost right, but not quite. This creates a debugging trap. 45% of engineers find that fixing AI-generated code takes more time than just writing it themselves from scratch. In its current state, AI functions like an eager, lightning-fast, but unreliable junior assistant. It is helpful for drafting initial ideas, but dangerous for finalizing complex logic. That unreliability becomes a liability when developers look at high-stakes engineering tasks. We're talking about deploying code to live servers, system monitoring, and overarching project planning. This chart reveals an overwhelming rejection rate. Over 70%. There is a hard trust wall in software engineering. Once a task requires systemic accountability and guaranteed precision, developers actively shut the AI out. This hard data directly contradicts the recent hype surrounding vibe coding, the idea that you can generate entire software ecosystems purely by prompting an AI. Look at this pie chart. When asked if vibe coding is part of their professional work, 72% of developers are emphatically saying no. Now, open-source orchestration tools are certainly pushing boundaries for the subset of developers actively building AI agents. Tools like Ollama see 51% usage in that niche, and LangChain sits at 33%. But these are far from mainstream. Across the broader industry, 52% of developers still completely avoid using autonomous AI agents in their workflows. Despite the narrative of fully autonomous, self-writing software, the current reality on the ground is different. Engineers remain skeptical of taking their hands off the keyboard. This industry-wide hesitation boils down to pervasive fears regarding privacy, security, and baseline correctness. The anxieties holding the industry back are specific. 87% fear accuracy flaws, and 81% hold serious security concerns about data. Even when asked to project into a future where AI handles most coding tasks, 75% of developers state they will still turn to a human expert whenever they don't trust the AI's answer. The current technological boom isn't replacing human engineers. This paradox suggests that as AI adoption grows, humans are being repositioned as the final arbiters of quality, security, and truth.